This is Simon Bourne interviewing Stephen Taylor for Absolute Radio. Stephen, you were quick to praise the fans after the Manchester City performance. How important is it that they stick with the team at the moment?
I think so. I think that was a big thing for us as players as well. We were wanting to see what kind of reaction we were getting. I think a lot of people before the game were thinking the Manchester City game, people expect us to get beat for some reason, but we had belief in ourselves to go out there and win, especially St James Park, the fortress that it is. We wanted to get back to that, and I think we have been playing well recent games. But the main thing for us is the fans, and they have to stick with us, especially when teams come here. They're going to try and keep us quiet for a bit and try and get arrested with our fans. But fair play to them. They stuck behind us, and after the game, what they were doing, it was brilliant.
And of course QPR this weekend, they're coming with a new manager, a fresh approach. If they score first, are you worried about a fan reaction, like a bit of negativity? I'm not,
because obviously our players as well. We believe in the players we've got as well. We believe we can get all 3 points. It's a game we want to win badly. I think just to get in this winning run again, we need to start getting a bunch of games together and winning. But I think going goal behind, that won't unrest us. I think the fans have got to be patient. I think the latter stages of the game, the fitness will come through for us, and hopefully we can get all 3 points. The performance from Denver last game against Man City, and all the lads, they were magnificent. It was just one of them games where it wasn't going right. Like Papi Cisse had a great chance after the Denver bar goal. If that goes in, I think the game changes.
And I touched on it there. Obviously, Harry Redknapp has brought new confidence to QPR. What sort of threat do you think they'll bring?
I think the threat, obviously, last game when I watched them was obviously that Tarat. What a fantastic player he is, and his ability is, he's up there with one of the best. He's going to be a difficult player to keep a handle, but the players that I think they have to worry about our players, and we will worry about their players. I think we offer a lot. I think with the QPRs, they seem more solid. I think since Harry Redknapp's gone in there, he's obviously got the defence playing stronger together, and they're going to be a hard team to break down. But I think we've got the players who can open them up.
It's been suggested that one of the reasons behind your differential results from last season is your involvement in the Europa League. Would you say that the competition's stretching the squad at all?
I think it's very difficult. We are a very small squad, and sometimes the gaffer hasn't had the opportunity to pick his players, as quick as he wanted to, because players have come back from injury, and it's been difficult for him to, pick a side really on for the Europa League sometimes. But the Premier games, we've had suspensions, we've had injuries, and that hasn't helped. So I think the last game we played with Bordeaux game we played in the gaffer, feel a lot of young lads playing there because we're stretched with injuries.
And of course January is just around the corner. A few players off to the African Cup of Nations. You're injured and Johan's injured, not due back till February, I believe. How important is it that the club's in a strong position when these players all do return to the team?
Yeah, I think obviously spoke to Johan as well, but we're still confident on our performances turning into wins. We've had some good performances, just not getting that. I remember a few years ago we were playing well, and we just weren't getting the rewards that we should have. And I think we'll come back to that. And I think it's all about sticking together in our team spirit. We touched upon that last year, which was one of the key things on how we did well.
So halfway through the season now, what can Newcastle achieve from here?
I think we haven't got off to a great start. We all know that. I think for us now, we've got to look up and win as many games as possible, and we want to get up there.
Just to touch on something else, I read that you growing up, you modelled your game on an Arsenal player, shall we say? Obviously Newcastle through and through. But is that right?
It is right, yeah. Tony Adams, I was wanted to be someone like him. He's a great leader as a defender. He's for me one of the best centre halves England's produced, and for Arsenal, he's a legend there. That's why we got a statue of him at the Emirates, and it's something. I was very fortunate and very honoured that he picked me to play for him for a month at Wycombe Wanderers, and I was just amazed to be given that opportunity. And what a great guy even to speak to. Gives you that confidence. And when I was 17, playing reserve team football, going and train with him and teaching me a few things, it gave me the confidence to go on and step up my game to first team level. And establishing myself now with Newcastle, and I do see him every now and again, and it's great when I get to speak to him.
And finally, at Absolute Radio here, we like to know who controls the music in the dressing room. Who's in charge of that, and what's played?
I'm in charge of that, and what's played is normally the latest stuff that's out there. The French lads want a few bits of songs. We'll have to clear it with the British lads, but overall I think the lads are very happy with what's on.
Brilliant, Stephen. Thanks very much. All that remains to be said is have a cracking Christmas, and all the best for 2013.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.